Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, listen. Pull up a seat because the tea today is boiling over, the pot is cracked, and the whole kitchen is on fire. Cardi B just went on national record and quietly, casually, without flinching, admitted she torched $50 million in endorsement money because she could not close her mouth about Nicki Minaj. $50 million. Gone. 3 deals, wiped clean off the board, and she said it like she was reading a grocery list. And baby, before we even get into the layers, the receipts, the videos, and the second act of this circus, do me a favor. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, because what I'm about to unpack for you today, nobody else on this platform is going to break it down like this. Nobody. So sit down, buckle in, and get comfortable, because we are diving headfirst into the mess. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me catch you up real quick, because you know I'm not going to leave you in the dark. Cardi B has been on this tear, this coke-fueled, rambling, unhinged rant tour where every other week she is on live, on Twitter Spaces, on Instagram, screaming into the microphone like she's auditioning for the lead role in a Lifetime movie called Botched and Delusional. And in her latest episode of that show, she casually revealed something that should have every single person watching this video scrap their jaw off the floor. She said, and I want you to really hear this, she said last year when she was going back and forth with Nicki Minaj, she lost about 3 deals. 3 separate endorsement checks, 3 separate contracts, 3 separate opportunities, allegedly totaling up to $50 million. And the way she said it, like it was nothing, like it was a Tuesday, like it was a broken nail. That right there tells you everything you need to know about the mental state Cardi B is currently operating in. Let me play the clip for you in my own words, because you already know I got you. She goes on this whole spiral about how she has been ignoring people because she has a lot going on. She says she has 4 kids. She says she is 33 years old. She says the people she is working with, no lie, last year when she went off, she lost about 3 deals. She lost about 3 deals when she was, in her own words, bugging out, violating, and giving people their business. She then says she would never let anybody think that they are her. She says if she is letting you work with her, it is because she is trying to grow, not because she is scared of anybody. She says she still will not get touched. She says stop playing with her. Then she pivots into this whole thing about how sometimes she has got to give people attention, but she does not want to, because she does not want anybody thinking they can bully her. She says she has never been bullied her whole life. She says if she came for somebody's dirty triple neck, they would not be able to take it. And then she just starts swinging, saying they have got a mouth. She has got a mouth. And she has got people who will beat you up every day, folded over and over and over again. She says she is not like these other rap girls for real. She says it gets very active. And baby, that clip alone is a masterclass in self-sabotage. Because what did she just do? She just publicly confirmed, on the record, on tape, that Nicki Minaj was right. Nicki Minaj said last year, loud and clear, that brands should not be doing business with Cardi B. Nicki Minaj said Cardi B was a liability. Nicki Minaj said Cardi B was going to lose deals. And guess what? That is exactly what happened. Cardi B just walked outside and confirmed it herself, in front of everybody, with a straight face, like she was proud of it. And I am sitting here like, sweetheart, do you know what you just did? Do you understand the assignment? You literally handed the queen a highlight reel to play at every single one of her upcoming album press runs. You just gifted her a talking point that will live forever on the internet. $50 million, gone, because you could not close your lips. Now here's where it gets really wild for me, because in that same rant she took a swipe at another female rapper. She said she is not like these other rap girls. And a lot of you might have missed it, but that little jab was directed at Akbar. Yes, Akbar. Because Cardi B has been in a low-key war with Akbar for months now. She has been threatening her. She has said she has got girls ready to beat Akbar up. She has said if Akbar gets out of hand, she is not going to be treated like these other rap girls. And so when Cardi B said in her rant that she is not like these other rap girls, she was scratching off another female rapper from her list of allies. She was throwing Akbar under the bus without even saying her name. Which is exactly the coward play, because if you have got something to say it with your chest. But no, Cardi B loves to swing at ghosts, punch at shadows, and then act shocked when the bill comes due. And listen, I have thought about this long and hard. In my honest opinion, and you can disagree with me in the comments, I actually think she deserved to lose those deals. And I will tell you why. Because her behavior has not changed. Not one bit. She is still ranting. She is still online at 3 in the morning firing off Twitter Spaces. She is still going on live and going after other women. I heard her talking about Akbar's children. I heard her wishing that Akbar would die. Wishing another woman would die. Over what? Over rap beef? Over Twitter fingers? Cardi B is 33 years old. She has 4 children of her own. And she is publicly wishing death on another mother? Are we serious? Are we actually serious right now? So no, I do not feel sorry for Cardi B losing $50 million in deals. I actually think she should lose more. Until she genuinely sits down, gets some therapy, gets off whatever substances she is on, and learns her lesson, the brands should keep walking. Keep walking, baby, keep walking. Now, I want to be balanced here, because I try to be fair on this channel. Are all female rappers guilty of going below the belt when they get upset? Absolutely. It is not just her. Nicki Minaj has done it. Meg has done it. Bia has done it. Latto has done it. When female rappers get into their bag emotionally, they go for the jugular. They go for the kids. They go for the family. They go for the appearance. They go for anything that is not the music. So she is not unique in that regard. But what makes Cardi B different, what makes her the worst offender in my opinion, is that she takes it further than everybody else. She unnecessarily starts drama for absolutely no reason. She will be sitting at home with her 4 children, minding no one's business, and she will suddenly log on and start swinging at somebody who was not even talking about her that day. That is the Cardi B special. That is the recipe. And the brands are finally waking up to the fact that this woman is a walking liability. And here's the part that really has my head spinning. Let me connect some dots for you, because this is the part nobody else on YouTube is going to sit down and lay out. Cardi B lost $50 million in deals last year. Fine. Cardi B then, suspiciously, all of a sudden, announced she was going on tour. A whole world tour. And she is out there performing a 1-year-old album that is not on the charts anymore. It is not moving units. It is not streaming. It is just sitting in the catalog collecting dust. So why is she touring? Why is she suddenly grinding on the road when just a year ago she was talking about how she does not have to tour? She does not need to tour. She is above touring. Well, connect the dots. $50 million in deals evaporated. $50 million. And now she is out on the road, hitting arena after arena, trying to recoup that money any way she can. Is Cardi B on a forced tour? Is this a financial rescue mission dressed up in stage lights and confetti? Because it is starting to look like it. It is starting to smell like it. And the timing is way too clean to be a coincidence. Now, let me pivot for a moment, because I have got to talk to you guys about Tyla. Yes, Tyla. And listen, I hate that I have to say this, because I really did have hope for Tyla. I really thought she was going to level up. I really thought she was going to be one of the future superstars of this game. I put her in that conversation. I championed her. And she has disappointed me time and time and time and time and time again. It is unfortunately being reported that one of the Nicki Minaj clones, and you already know which ones I'm talking about, has revealed she has recorded a new song with Tyla, and it is going to be released soon. Now, let me be very clear, because I do not want anybody to twist my words. I am not upset with Tyla for doing a collaboration with a Nicki Minaj clone. That part one actually understand. Because at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj did decline to hop on the remix for Water. Tyla said, about a year ago, that she wanted Rihanna and Nicki Minaj on the Water remix. Both women declined. Both women said no. So Tyla, in her mind, is thinking, fine, if the queens are not coming to the table, I will build my own table. That part one respect. Whatever. My issue with Tyla is very simple. She has a whole studio album coming out on July 24th. A whole entire album. Album number 2. And instead of promoting her own body of work, instead of putting all of her energy behind her own project, Tyla is out here doing flop features. She is out here jumping on other people's songs that are not going to move the needle. And here is the thing that really has me pulling my hair out. This particular feature is going to do absolutely nothing for Tyla's career. Nothing. It is not going to be a timeless hit. It is not going to chart. It is going to be forgotten in 2 weeks. And she might even sell less than Lizzo did on her last album. Yes, I said it. Lizzo. That is where we are with Tyla right now. It is evident that she is not taking her career seriously. She has had back-to-back flop singles ever since Chanel. She just released Is It Love, which flopped like a wet fish. I did not care for the song. I did not vibe with it. And then obviously the Zara Larsson collaboration also flopped, even though I actually liked that song. But liking a song does not mean it performed. And it did not perform. So to be quite honest with you, I feel like Tyla and her whole team seem to think this is a game. She thinks the industry is going to wait for her. She thinks her label is going to save her. And listen, I do not care if she is signed to Devil Nation. Because Devil Nation cannot help her regardless. They could not help Ari the Star. They could not help Normani. They could not help Tanashi. They are not going to save Tyla's career. Let us keep it 100% around this channel. They are not going to save her career. They could not even help Tanashi, and Tanashi is one of the most talented performers in the game. They could not help Normani, and Normani has been sitting on hit records for years. They cannot help Ari the Star. They cannot do anything for a female pop star over there. All they truly care about is Megan Thee Stallion. And even Megan Thee Stallion, musically, has not popped in years. When was Megan Thee Stallion's last real hit single? Savage. That was ages ago. I'm a star. 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 What song was that even? Because at the end of the day, Devil Nation is not even really helping Megan Thee Stallion musically either. So what makes Tyla think they are going to help her? Delusion. That is what it is. Pure delusion. I feel like Tyla is making terrible decision after terrible decision after terrible decision. And honestly, there is nothing I can do for her right now. I am off the Tyla train. I tried. I really did try. But she disappoints me every single time. So I got to let that one go. Now, let me swing back to some more mess. Because this is what you came here for. And this is what I am going to deliver. Rihanna. Yes, Rihanna. It looks like Rihanna is once again hiding her baby bump. And listen, I do not know what game Rihanna is playing with us this pregnancy, but I am getting fed up. She was spotted out at the grocery store recently with Messy Lee, that is what I call him, and she had on this big, oversized jacket. A jacket. Outside. In this weather. And it has been hot as fire outside. There is no reason for anybody, and I mean anybody, to be wearing a jacket right now. Even if the grocery store has AC. Girl, we know all stores have AC. It is a grocery store. It is not the Antarctic. Take the jacket off. Show us the bump. Because I do not care what anybody says, the humidity has died down a little bit, but nobody in their right mind needs a jacket right now. It is not cold outside. Rihanna, take the jacket off. Let us see that beautiful baby bump. Now, maybe she still has some baby weight from the last pregnancy that she is not comfortable with. Fine, but I feel like that is an excuse. I feel like Rihanna is deliberately playing this game with us where she is going to hide the bump for months and then drop it on us all at once like a Fenty product launch, which is very on brand for her. I will give her that. But take the jacket off. Let us see that bump. Now, moving right along, because there is more where that came from. Alandria and Scratch Off, which is my little nickname for a certain female rapper you already know about, were spotted together at the club. Yes, together. Scratch Off had her own separate after-party for Essence Festival, and she had Alandria right there by her side. All night. Front row. VIP. Champagne flowing. And allegedly, this is the tea, Scratch Off is trying to get Alandria to appear in her upcoming music video. Because Scratch Off has a few music videos dropping, despite not really getting the backing from her label. But like Normani and several other artists who have been signed to RCA The Colorist before have done, Scratch Off is putting her own money behind her music videos. She is funding them out of her own pocket. And she wants Alandria to be in one of them. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Here is my honest thought on that whole situation. I like Alandria. I like Scratch Off. I am not shocked they are hanging out. It makes sense to a certain degree. Alandria, despite being in a very public relationship, despite being on a whole dating show, is actually very mature for her age. She does not do the whole baby mama drama thing. She carries herself with a certain level of grace. And I think she could genuinely be a positive influence on Scratch Off, especially when it comes to the baby mama situation. Because Scratch Off has become extremely codependent on 21 below average, and that is not a good look for anybody. So having Alandria in her circle could be genuinely good for her. But here's the thing. I just do not think people are going to care that Alandria is in a music video. It might get maybe, and I mean maybe, 20,000 extra views than it would have gotten otherwise. But people do not care like that anymore. And I also think, when it comes to Scratch Off, she is going to need a major hit for people to care about her musically. And when I say a major hit, I am not talking about a solo song. I am not talking about a collaboration with another female rapper, because she has already done all of that. She has worked with Meg. She has worked with Cardi B. She has worked with all of the female rappers. That box is checked. That box is finished. So that is not going to save her. What is going to save Scratch Off, if anything can save her, is a collaboration with a true A-list superstar. I am talking Drake. I am talking Beyoncé. I am talking Rihanna. That is the only tier that can rescue this career. If she teams up with any of the other female rappers again, it is going to do absolutely nothing, because that well is dry. But she could potentially get another Drake collaboration. They already did one together, and it flopped, but she could try again. Or the show she was originally discovered on, the rap game I believe it was called. If that show ever comes back on the air, maybe she can be a judge on it. I do not know if that show is even still running. But those are the only lifelines I see for her. Because I honestly cannot see Scratch Off surviving as a mainstream artist over the next 5 to 10 years. And I also do not think her relationship with 21 below average is going to last. Come on now. If you have to hide a man, if you had his baby but you cannot post him, if the relationship has only been briefly discussed in public but not really acknowledged, that is not a foundation. That is a house built on sand. It is only going to go downward from here. You are not going to have the wedding that Taylor Swift is having. You are not going to have that fairy tale moment. It is a sad situation, but I would not mind seeing Alandria in the music video. I just do not think it is going to help her career or the views. So it is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Now, we have to talk about Lil Wayne. Yes, 3 dreads himself. And Wayne, my brother, will be receiving 50,000 lashes if I could hand them out personally. Because Wayne apparently showed up 2 hours late to his own concert in New Hampshire. 2 whole hours. Fans waited in that arena for 2 full hours. And this is after he completely skipped his previous show in Maine. Did not show up at all. Just did not appear. Ghosted an entire arena. Not only that, and here is where it gets really tragic. It seems as though 3 Dreads is going through a full-blown midlife crisis because he is now marrying a 23-year-old girl. Yes, 23, which, and I want you to sit with this for a second, is younger than his oldest daughter. His oldest daughter, whose name I cannot remember right now. I think it might be Regina. I'm not sure, but she is 27 years old. And Wayne, who is 44 years old, is marrying somebody 4 years younger than his own child. Let that soak in. You have nothing in common with a 23-year-old Wayne. Absolutely nothing. You need to stop. And I do not know if Wayne is going through a midlife crisis. I do not know if he is delusional. I do not know if he is back on that stuff again. But whatever it is, it needs to stop. It is ridiculous. I am tired of Wayne complaining about not headlining certain events when he does not even show up to his own concerts on his own tour. You are complaining about the Super Bowl halftime show, but you cannot even make it to your own show in May. Sit down. And you also have no reason to be marrying a 23-year-old. None. Zero. And I already know some of you are going to say in the comments, oh well, she is grown. She is a consenting adult. Yes, she is grown. But it is still predatory behavior. A 44-year-old man should have absolutely nothing in common with somebody who is fresh out of college. Fresh out of high school in some cases. Let us not be ridiculous. Let us not pretend this is normal. And the thing about Wayne is, he has a history of doing this. This is not the first time. Wayne was engaged to somebody else just a few years ago, and he should not be engaged to anybody right now, considering that his career is in the toilet. He needs to be focused on his career. He needs to stop complaining. And he definitely needs to stop chasing women who are half his age. She is only with you for the money, Wayne. Let us just be very, very clear about that. She does not love you. She loves the check. And you cannot even stay faithful. Did you not cheat on every single woman you have ever been in a relationship with, including your first wife, Toya? Every single one. So to me, I truly believe Wayne is going through something mentally right now, and I am not going to waste my prayers on it. No, I am not going to pray for Wayne. Wayne needs to get help. Wayne needs to stop using women as distractions from his actual problems. That is what he needs to do. I am tired of his delusional behavior. And on top of everything else, the music is not hitting. You just released an album, what was it, last year, and it completely flopped. Nobody remembers a single track from it. Nobody streamed it after week 1. So Wayne, my brother, you do not need to be getting married. You need to save your own career first. Save that first. Then we can talk about weddings. Now, congratulations are in order for Queen Bee. Yes, Beyoncé. Because Morning Dew Donk, her latest release, is currently sitting at number 10 on Apple Music USA. And on top of that, Morning Dew Donk is at number 5 on the USA iTunes chart. So congratulations, Beyoncé. Well done. Now, I still do not really care for the song personally. I know a lot of people out there are enjoying it, and that is completely fine. But I do not know. I feel like I can tell that this song was recorded years ago and shelved. People are saying she went back into the studio and re-recorded her vocals. And the vocals do sound different. But it still sounds dated to me. It has that early 2018 energy. I am not crazy about it, in my honest opinion. But let me know how you feel about it in the comments. And are you excited for Act 3 by Queen Bee? Because that is where all of this is leading. Now, unfortunately, Morning Dew Donk by Beyoncé did fail to debut on the Spotify Global Chart. It did debut on the US chart, but not the Global Chart, which is a small blemish for Queen Bee. But let me know if you still think this song is a hit, okay? Because a lot of people are still predicting this song could debut in the top 20 on the Billboard Hot 100. Let me know your predictions. Now, before I let you go, I want to circle back to the Cardi B situation because I have been thinking about it all night. Because the more you sit with what she admitted, the more damning it becomes. She did not just lose 3 deals. She lost 3 deals during the exact same time period that Nicki Minaj was publicly telling brands to walk away from her rival. That is not a coincidence. That is cause and effect. That is Nicki Minaj successfully executing a boycott strategy that industry insiders have been whispering about for years. Nicki Minaj went on Twitter, told brands they had 3 days to cut ties with Cardi B or face a full boycott from the Barbz. And guess what? The Barbz showed up. They flooded every single one of those brand pages with comments, with tags, with pressure. And 3 brands, 3 separate brands, quietly slid out the back door. $50 million quietly disappeared. And nobody told Cardi B until it was too late. Until the ink was already dry. Until the emails had already been sent. That is the type of long game Nicki Minaj plays. That is the type of chess move that Cardi B is not equipped to counter, because Cardi B is still playing checkers with a scratched up board. And the wildest part about all of this is that even after losing $50 million, Cardi B has not learned a single thing. Not one thing. She got on live the very next week and started ranting all over again. She got on Twitter Spaces the very next night and started swinging at Akbar all over again. She got on Instagram Live and started wishing death on another mother's children all over again. So what did Cardi B learn from losing $50 million? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And that right there tells you where this is going. Because if you did not learn the lesson the first time, the universe is going to teach it to you a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time, until you get it. And based on the way Cardi B is currently operating, I do not think she is ever going to get it. I think she is going to keep ranting, keep losing deals, keep going on tour to plug the financial holes, keep releasing old albums, keep swinging at ghosts until the whole thing crumbles. And that is what is truly sad about the whole situation. Because there was a version of her, back in 2018, back in 2019, that was one of the most exciting female rappers we had ever seen. Bodak Yellow. I like it. Money. Dear Cardi. She was on top of the world. She was untouchable. She had the whole industry in her palm. And then, slowly but surely, she started letting Twitter run her life. She started letting the internet dictate her mood. She started firing back at every single mention, every single subtweet, every single comment section. And little by little, that untouchable superstar version of Cardi B eroded away. Until what we have left today is this ranting, raving, unhinged, coke-fueled version who is losing millions of dollars a year in deals she does not even understand she is losing. And I want to be honest with you, because you know I always keep it 100 on this channel. I do not enjoy watching this. I really do not. Because Cardi B is a mother of 4 young children. And those children have to sit and watch their mother spiral in public. Those children have to hear the jokes at school. Those children have to see the memes on TikTok. Those children have to grow up knowing that their mother wished another child's mother would die on Instagram Live. That is going to leave a mark. That is going to leave a scar. And no amount of touring, no amount of endorsement deals, no amount of chart positions is going to erase that. So Cardi B, if by some miracle you are watching this video, please, and I mean this with love, please get some help. Please put the phone down. Please stop the lives. Please stop the Twitter Spaces. Please focus on your children, your art, and your mental health. Because at the rate you are going, there is not going to be a Cardi B career left to save in 5 years. And here is another thing I have been sitting on that nobody else is talking about. Nicki Minaj did not just tell brands to cut ties. Nicki Minaj laid down a very specific timeline. Nicki Minaj said 3 days. Not a week. Not a month. 3 business days. That is a corporate ultimatum. That is not a hot-headed tweet. That is a woman who has clearly consulted with a lawyer, sat down with a strategist, and mapped out exactly how to hit her rival where it hurts the most, which is the checkbook. And the Barbz, that loyal army Nicki Minaj has been building since 2009, they executed that plan with military precision. They flooded every single comment section of every single brand attached to the enemy. They tagged the CEOs. They tagged the marketing directors. They tagged the parent companies. They made sure every executive with a fiduciary duty saw the pressure firsthand. And within days, quietly, 3 brands walked. That is not a coincidence. That is a coordinated attack executed at the highest level. Nicki Minaj played 4-dimensional chess, and her opponent was busy on Twitter Spaces at 3 in the morning drinking whatever she was drinking. There is no comparison. It is not even the same league. And the truly wild part of the story, the part that has me shaking my head every time I think about it, is that Nicki Minaj did not gloat. Nicki Minaj did not do a victory lap. Nicki Minaj did not go on a podcast and take credit. Nicki Minaj went silent. Completely silent. She let the results speak for themselves. She let the receipts do the talking. She let her opponent walk out on live television and admit the loss in her own words. Because Nicki Minaj knows something that a lot of new age rappers do not know, which is that the loudest voice in the room is rarely the most powerful. The most powerful voice is the one that speaks last. And Nicki Minaj is waiting. She is loading the next chapter of her upcoming album. She is stacking features. She is prepping visuals. And when she drops that project in March of 2026, mark my words, it is going to be a coronation. It is going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be Nicki Minaj reminding everybody why she has been the queen for over 15 years running. And meanwhile, on the other side of that battlefield, our girl is going to be somewhere in Cleveland performing songs from an album her fans have already streamed into the ground. She is going to be sitting in a hotel room in some second-tier market wondering how she got here. She is going to be counting the touring receipts and doing the math to see if she can plug the $50 million crater in her finances. Spoiler alert, she cannot. Not from touring alone. Touring does not pay what people think it pays. Touring is a grind. Touring eats you alive. Touring wrecks your voice, your sleep, your children, your marriage, your peace. And she is signing up for all of that because she could not close her mouth about Nicki Minaj. Let that sink in. Let that really sink in. Now, before I wrap this whole thing up, I want to circle back to Tyla one more time, because I forgot to mention something important. Tyla has been really pushing this narrative that Tyla is the next global superstar. She has been saying it in every interview. She has been saying it in every red carpet appearance. She has been letting her team say it on her behalf on every podcast. But global superstars do not do flop features to promote their own albums. Global superstars do not release back-to-back singles that stall out at number 90-something on the Billboard Hot 100. Global superstars do not need to hitch their wagon to a Nicki Minaj clone to get relevancy. Global superstars build their own bridges. And Tyla, unfortunately, seems to be renting hers on a monthly plan. And I want to say this too, because it matters. Tyla had every advantage. Tyla had the viral hit. Tyla had the cosigns. Tyla had the Grammy. Tyla had the tour. Tyla had the fashion world eating out of her palm. And she is squandering all of it. Every last drop of it. She is squandering it in real time in front of our eyes. So the question I have for you, and I want you to answer this in the comments, is Tyla a global superstar, or is Tyla just a viral moment that got stretched too thin? Because I have my answer, and I think you have yours too. And listen, I do not want to be the person that gives up on Tyla completely, because there is still time. There is still a chance for her to correct course. But that window is closing fast. And if the July 24th album underperforms, Tyla might not get another shot. This industry does not give artists 3 chances. They give you 1, maybe 2 if you are extremely lucky, and after that you become a legacy conversation piece. And I do not want that fate for Tyla. I really do not. So I am hoping, praying, and begging Tyla to please, 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 take her career seriously before it is too late. And speaking of viral moments getting stretched too thin, let me bring us all the way back to where we started. Cardi B and her $50 million. Because that is really what this whole video has been about. It has been about a woman who had the world in her hand, and who let her mouth cost her everything. $50 million. 3 deals. 1 feud. 1 rant. That is all it took. And the scariest part is that we are only in July. There are still 5 more months in the year. Which means there are still 5 more months for Cardi B to lose even more deals. 5 more months for her to say something she cannot take back. 5 more months for Nicki Minaj to sit in her house, sip her tea, and watch the whole thing unfold from a distance. Because Nicki Minaj is not saying a single word right now. Have you noticed that? Nicki Minaj is completely silent. She is not on Twitter. She is not on Instagram. She is not on Twitter Spaces. She is just watching. Watching Cardi B destroy herself in slow motion. And that, my friends, is a masterclass in restraint. So let me ask you, and I really want your answers down below. Do you think Cardi B truly deserved to lose those deals? Do you think Nicki Minaj played the situation correctly? Do you think Cardi B was forced onto this tour to recoup the money she lost? Do you think Tyla is going to bounce back, or is she cooked? Do you think Wayne is going through a midlife crisis, or is something more serious going on? Do you think Rihanna is going to hide that baby bump forever? And do you think Beyoncé's Morning Dew Donk is a real hit or a nostalgic misfire? Because I want to hear all of your thoughts on all of these situations. Drop your predictions. Drop your hot takes. Drop your reads. Because that is what this comment section is for. And I read every single one, so do not be shy. Now, before I sign off, because I know you have been so patient with me, I have got the hottest tea sitting over on my Patreon page right now. And I am not exaggerating. This is not one of those little sprinkles of information. This is a full pot. I have got tea on Taylor Swift. I have got tea on Selena Gomez. I have got tea on Blake Lively. I have got tea on Champagne Thickums. And yes, that is what I am calling him now. And I have got tea on Camel Face. Yes, all of them. If you want the real, unfiltered, unedited version of what is happening in the industry right now, the version I cannot say on this channel because YouTube will demonetize me faster than you can blink, head over to my Patreon page. The link is right in the description. You already know how to find it. But before you go, do me one last favor. Because I put my whole heart into these videos, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. Like this video. Comment down below with your favorite piece of tea from today. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And share this video with a friend who needs to know what is really going on with Cardi B and the $50 million she just torched. Because the more we share, the more the message spreads, and the more we can pull back the curtain on this industry. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging with me today. Thank you for laughing with me. Thank you for gasping with me. Thank you for shaking your head with me. This is what this channel is all about. It is a family. It is a community. It is a group of people who love good tea and good conversation. And I am so grateful to have every single one of you here. I will see you on the very next video. And trust me, the next one is even hotter than this one. There is a story brewing that I am not even ready to talk about yet, because I need one more piece of confirmation before I can drop it on you. But when I do drop it, you are going to want to be subscribed. You are going to want to have your notifications on, because it is going to break the internet. Just watch. Just wait. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay sane. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.